Second down, here's Mostert again. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue, just make sure you feed me the football? And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them. Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he's got room. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. 58 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mostert hit and he drops the ball. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. The 30, 10, 5. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Ready?
Second down, here's Mostert again. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Now a dump off here complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. His first pass attempt of the game, Charles, and the pass rush was right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit, but it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot and still deliver downfield. Showing a little toughness, and the team rallies around him. This could really help them on their drive.
Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The Bills had 10-3 on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach,
You show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
They'll run with Cook. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2nd down and goal. Allen. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one was taking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Tua. His throw incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Flushed out right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. Room here to run. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Well, these two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Bills winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here in Buffalo. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A first down there and a pickup at 25. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On second down, Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Called it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Allen. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he is going to have the Bills' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 11 yards on the pickup. And it'll give the Bills a 1st down. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Allen to throw once more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Tavon Austin now from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
From the 24, Tua forced out to his left. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Up the middle, it's Cook. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Allen. Escaping the pressure right. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, first down. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
11 more yards that go around. A first. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. And this is Cook with a grab. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Now Cook running right. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
56.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Bass is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Jair Elam makes a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. They'll roll him out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Dropped incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll run right side with Mostert. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Diggs with a good footwork. A good return there, 17 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Allen. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So more of the same here, CD. Not a touchdown, but 3 more points added on to their lead.
Yeah, it's been a total domination here in this first half. Offensively, defensively, even the special teams have chipped in as he connects on the field goal. It may be a little bit premature, but I think the only thing they're worried about dominating now, the post-game meal.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. Tua, the final shot before half. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was...
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now Allen to try again after the pick 6. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Allen. That is complete downfield to Knox. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. On play action, Allen. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. But to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Second and 9 now from the 21. Tua going to throw. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game to...
He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs with career touchdown number 60. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game...
And now here is another interception. Jair Elam makes a pick. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Allen will try again on 2nd down. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They run the counter with Cook. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
To throw, it's Allen. Flush to his right. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, that uses motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I think the backups in there are going to remain.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. On play action, Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Nick Needham picks it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone.
And my goodness, another interception. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Allen off the play fake. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. So Allen's going to look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
So on fourth down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Tua. And now here's another interception.
Jair Elam makes a pick.
And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Allen now on 1st down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Being chased out left. The left side caught by Diggs. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Allen's throw taken in there by Crowder. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And again, it's Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now Allen. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Buffalo, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Miami, they fall to 8-6 with the
God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast and 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. That hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. Jeep. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold.